Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our third broadcast of the night, of the day. Welcome to the StarCraft Evolution League StarCraft Evolution League King of the Hill #2, your monthly dose of King of the Hill action here in StarCraft Evolution. I'm, of course, your side VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to something different, something special. Not just StarCraft Evolution, but King of the Hill as well. Let's go. We get the best of both worlds, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player, the Brood War Zerg, also from South Korea. It is Rumieth. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take this game. Bearing in mind, this is a best of one. Best of one between Rumieth on HonMonO. Let us go. For those that are maybe tuning in for the first time, for those that maybe haven't tuned into a King of the Hill style format before, the way this works is we have a hill, and the king stays on. Whoever wins in this best of one will stay on until the next series, and will continue to stay on until they get knocked out, until they are eliminated. Likewise, you earn money based on every win. Based on consecutive wins, you do earn prize money. If you lose, you're down, you're out. Oh boy. So we are starting things off fresh, and we'll see who's going to be our first King of the Hill. Likewise, Rumieth is a player that we don't cast as often as I would like. He is a lot more active in StarCraft Evolution, more so than StarCraft 2, but is a more, I should say, yeah, a little bit less of an active player here. He does show up every now and then, so I'm happy to see him once again. I'm excited to see how Rumieth compares to HonMonO. I'm ready, I'm excited. When it comes to the mod itself, welcome to StarCraft Evolution. StarCraft Evolution, of course, is a mod that does blend together StarCraft 2 and, oh my god, that's going to be triple hatch before, Jesus. It's going to be hatch, gas, pull into hatchery. Very greedy build here from Rumieth. Insane greed from our Zerg player. We'll see if he gets away with it. When it comes to the mod, this is a mod that brings together Brood War and SE2. As you can see, HonMonO, he is playing the SE2 Terran race. Rumieth is not playing SE2 Zerg, he's playing Brood War Zerg. And this mod is specifically balanced to have Brood War face off against SE2 races. And we only ever have them face off. We never have Brood War versus Brood War. We never have SE2 versus SE2. Oh boy. So insane greed here out of Rumieth, going for the faster third base, now going for a faster fourth macro hatchery as well. So very, very greedy play here from Rumieth. So far he's getting away with it. We can see that HonMonO, he opens up without a Reaper. No Reaper opener here. He goes ranks, expand into marine production, which means there is nothing to threaten. There's nothing to threaten Rumieth, but it's HonMonO. And if you know anything about HonMonO, he's an animal. He is an animal. He's going for what? Ghost Academy. Ghost Academy is on the way, so we're going for a Ghost Rush here from the side of HonMonO. Very cheeky build from our Terran player. Going to be rushing into Ghost. Overlord is zipping in, trying to get a read on what's going on, and Rumieth, there's not really much to see. He'll see the Marines, and the Marines, they should deny the scout. Likewise, Zergling speed is on the way. You can see here, Rumieth, he stays in gas. He stays in gas, so it's going to be link speed into a higher form of tech. As we say that, what's it for? Hydras. Hydra then gets thrown down. It's going to be Ling Hydra here out of Rumieth. There are some players that skip the Hydra and they go into Fast Lair, into Ling Muta. We can see not the case, going Ling Hydra out of Rumieth. Now you may be curious, hold up, Hydra? What's going on? What's happening? There's no lair. Hydra tech is hatch tech here. It's hatch based in Brood War. You only need the lair for lurkers. So it is going to be Hydras here out of Rumieth. Getting into Hydras, getting into Hydra speed as we speak. We have a safety, a sunken colony on the way. Overlord Scout dips in, does get eyes on the third CC. Again, this is not all in, but this is a rush nonetheless. And the Overlord has yet to confirm, but now we'll get eyes on the first Ghost. Oh, there we go. Does confirm. Barely for a second got a glimpse. Did he get a confirmation though? Was he looking at the time? That I cannot say for certain. Stim is revealed. Marines that focus down the Overlord. The Overlord does confirm. Big scout here for Rumieth. Now he knows to get ready back at home. He knows to build up his Lings, to build up his Hydras, to get ready for the Ghosts, as they will soon move out. And I believe it should be Hellbats. Ooh, actually, Ghost into a second factory. I thought it was going to be Ghost Hellbat push with an armory, but no, there is no armory. This is Ghost into mech. Okay, I mean, Stim is obviously cancelled, of course. Stim is cancelled, Stim is denied. It's going to be a mech-based build here from our Terran player. We have all these ghosts, but we're not making use of them, so really peculiar build. Typically, I would assume this would be to go across the map to get some snipes off and to break the natural and to just end the game with essentially a 2-base all-in with Ghost Hellbats, which is a build. But this is something different. This is a bit of an oddity. What's going on? We are making more ghosts, though. More ghosts are on the way. Hellion spoke in, Sunken Colony is done, and with that Rumieth he will hold. He will hold, he will defend. Going double Eva Chamber behind this, setting up here back at home, setting up more Sunken Colonies. The reason why we are so heavily reliant here on static defense, as you can imagine from the Brood War Zerg perspective, is no queens. Unlike in SE2, here there are no queens, so something like Sunken Colonies are a lot more required here to actually defend these bases. Unlike in SE2, where spine crawlers are only necessary to defend against all-ins or against mech to defend against Hellion run-bys. But here it is more of a standard kind of phenomenon to see all those static defense. Meanwhile, it is going to be massive blue flame Hellion here from HonMonO initially into mech. And the ghosts are kept at home. There's a lot of ghosts. We rush into them and we're not making use of them. We're just keeping them back at home. They're just chilling, just calming down. More ghosts are building up, by the way. Just a really early, really high ghost count, which is crazy. Likewise, again, we have 2 sunken colonies here at the 3rd base. We have the spore colony as well. 4th base now being taken. Getting to 1-1 upgrades into mass Hydra, into eventually Hydra Lurker. Lair is done, and once this upgrade is complete, we should be getting into Lurker Tech. Once we get into Lurker Tech, we can try to defend, we can try to turtle up, and try to get into a longer game state. There it is. Lurkers are being researched. Lurker Tech is being researched. Back at home, Hellbats are morphed in, so in a way it is Ghost Hellbats, but we got here in a weird way, and this is going to be a later push out here from HonMonO. I'm still not entirely sure as to how this is all going to unfold and how this really comes together. We have Medivacs on the way to support. We're still making a couple more ghosts. It's a really interesting build, and this can actually, I can see this doing really well against Hydra Ling. I can even see this doing decently well against Lurkers. Again, we're talking about the snipes, right? Like, if these snipes can focus on the Lurkers, then the Hellbats will move through everything else. But it depends on how many Lurkers there are going to be and whether they get caught out. Bearing in mind, Lurkers here, the brutal Lurkers are a lot weaker. They have less range, their attack speed or their attack rate is very different as well. It's a very different kind of unit. So we'll see how Rumith is able to make use of that. And here we go. Lurkers on the way. 8 Lurkers here for Rumith. They are building up. I'm not gonna pretend to know what antennae is. I've never seen that upgrade before. I have no idea. Antennae. Completing research. Now working towards the Queen's Nest. Rumith is moving out. I'm actually gonna look that up. Oh, but the army's like the clash. Here come the snipes. He has snipes on the Lurkers. He gets one. Gets 1 Lurker so far. The others do borrow. Lings, they come in from behind. But they're Hellbats. Yeah, the Hellbats are protecting against the Lings. Lurkers pushing forward. Rumith does move in. Once again, Lurkers are getting sniped, losing another Lurker. Lings are denied. Another Lurker goes down. They're holding their own Lings. They collapse in. Yeah, he goes for it. He goes for the kill. Lurkers, they come in for a flank. They take down the tank. Ooh, but alas, they do not break the natural. They do zone away the army there from the 3rd CC. And with that, the 3rd CC is cut off. It's forfeit. 4th command set are going to be delayed. Snipes from the high ground. Yeah, some nice signs that there's still that 1 Lurker on the low ground. Slings are going to be trickling in. Rumith just zoning HonMonO away from his own base. The snipes are good, but these Lurkers, they're cheaper. They're able to build up in higher number, and they're really just zoning. Like, they're not attacking, they're not killing anything. I swear, too soon, 2 ghosts get surrounded. But again, they're just zoning. That's all they're doing. They're just zoning the army away. And these CCs, no mining whatsoever. Rumith, he's freely expanding. He's freely just maxing out. Building up more Lurkers. Snipes once again, they pop off. Catching out more Lurkers. But it doesn't matter. The 4th base was cancelled, and here we go. He's going for the knife. This time he's breaking through. Breaks through that bunker. Boar's within range. Now going for the mineral line, and HonMonO, he just cannot engage. He cannot engage at this point. He has sniped how many? 20 Lurkers have gone down already. Like, a lot of Lurkers have fallen, but it's still just barely enough to keep the army back. Oh, God. How many Lurkers killed? 28 Lurkers go down. Oh, my God. It's crazy. As you can see, like, these Lurkers are much more fragile. Again, that's why they're cheaper. A lot of the Lurkers are going down, but even more rise to take their place. 8 SEV kills, another Lurker falls. Losing 34, jeez, I can't imagine, like, prospectively, I can't imagine losing 35 Lurkers in one ZVT. That is crazy. That would be crazy expensive in SE2. But here, Lurkers, they barely do break through. They take over the natural. And HonMonO, he's now coping. He's coping in his main base, trying to hold on. Again, he will clean this up eventually. As snipes to hunt down the final Lurkers. But even though he's surviving, even though he will retake his natural, what about his 3rd? What about his 3rd? What about his 4th base? As Lurkers have all been cleaned up. That was how many? That was 41 Lurker kills in total. It's crazy. But Rumith has a map. Rumith, he has the map. He has a, like, proper saturation. He's on 103 drones. Yeah, that's a lot of drones. That's a big economy. And I mean, this is a proper swarm, right? Like, everything is expendable. You just throw wave after wave of Ling, Hydra, Lurker at the army. And it's not an efficient trade by any means. Like, HonMonO is trading more efficiently. He has a more efficient army. But the swarm is endless. We can kill 50 Lurkers, it's fine. We can throw away 50 Lurkers. Oh god, as more Lurkers go down, things they collapse in, more ghosts gonna be falling. Have we lost up to 50? 44. Okay, 44 so far. We'll get there. Don't worry. We'll get there. Defilers are being Defilers are on the way. Consume being researched. Oh, another snipe here on that Lurker. Snipe on another Lurker. Oh god. Taking up even more. But again, now getting within range of the CC. Once again, getting into the mineral line. Rumi just bullying his way through. And once again, HonMonO stuck on one base, stuck on a one base economy. Now, we do have the new patch, of course, where a player can stay on one base a lot longer. That is true. Oh, let's go take all the bases, take all the expansions. Rumi taking HonMonO's own natural. Let's go. Okay, he calms down a little bit. He respects the tank. Another snipe going off. Lings, they collapse in. Lurkers, they attempt to burrow. We get some okay shots going off, but they have no high ground vision. But the Defilers have arrived. And what are we here for? We're here for the Dark Swarm. As they do consume those Lings. And they're getting ready to collapse in. And now with Dark Swarm, I don't see how HonMonO can survive that next wave. I mean, snipes are still going to be unaffected. And there it is. There's the first Dark Swarm. Lurkers, they burrow in. Oh my god, another Dark Swarm on the main army. The army breaks through. Yeah, just some layered Dark Swarms. And with that, this natural base should be forfeit. Oh, snipes on the Defilers. Snipes, they pop off. Again, the snipes, they still do take care of the Lurkers. But only the snipes.
Game pop.
Oh. As there it is, GG gets called in. Rumia, he will overwhelm. Rumia takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Rumia, he will take a lead in the series. Again, a very quirky build out of HonMonO specifically. Remember, HonMonO, he opened Ghost. He opened Ghost into Mech, into Blue Flame Hellions, and he never made use of those Ghosts. And clearly, we can see kind of a method behind the madness, right? We can see that HonMonO, he had opened up Ghosts for a longer later game. Ghosts, of course, they have a lot of value. They have a lot of potential. They have a lot of I mean, they trade they're just very efficient units, and we saw them popping off. I mean, hey, he killed, what, 50 plus Lurkers towards the end of the game. But because he stayed at home with them, he really had nothing to threaten his opponents. Rumia, there was nothing threatening his mineral lines, nothing threatening his bases. He was freely droning, freely saturating, freely settling in. There was nothing really slowing him down whatsoever. HonMonO was very passive in the early game because of his build. Like, because he was rushing to Ghost, he didn't really have much to really be active on the map, and Rumia took full advantage of that. And on the one hand, sure, HonMonO, he had a bunch of Ghosts, but on the other hand, Rumia had 103 drones. He had 103 workers. Like, it was crazy. He was just freely mining, freely chilling. GG. GG, well played. StarCraft Evolution. What is the antenna upgrade? Never mind. Just catching up. Yo, shout out to Greeners in the chat. GG was definitely cool there. We all know HonMonO is an animal. He's the HonMonO. Overlord side increased range, I believe. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was trying to Google it and I couldn't quite find it. I assumed it was like detection range increase or something, but yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I was trying to figure it out. It was not Toast's GG. Overlord side increase. Yeah, nice. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Also, thank you so much. Scathless, Happy God. Thank you so much for subscribing for the first time with Twitch, on Twitch with a subscription. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. If you wish, of course, you can join our Discord. Our Discord is where we do provide subscribers replay packs, mainly SE2, but also some StarCraft Evolution replay packs as well. So it's all provided via our Discord server. Likewise, you can also gain access to our emotes as well. Thank you so much for the support. Also, oh my God, speaking of subscribing, also gifted subs as well. Oh my God. Happy God. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Do appreciate it. 5 gifted subs to the community. Thank you. Always do appreciate the support. Do appreciate it as we're getting ready for our second match. Speaking of second match, I know that we're going to be seeing Greenert at some point in today's broadcast. But I'm sure we're going to be seeing him at some point. It looks like Greenert is the 5th player. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th match. Okay, 4th match. God damn it. All right, we have our second opponent, though. I was actually curious as to... who it was, because I don't quite recognize the name on challenge. It's gonna be Rumieth versus your face. God damn it. I asked Hyper1, I was like, what is his name? And then he said, well, his name is in Hangul, and it literally translates to your face. So there you go. God damn it. Is a Terran player. Okay. Korean Terran. I've never casted him before. I don't really know how he, or what his style is, or how he compares, how he looks. Looks like our challenger has chosen the Brood War Terran race, though. Let's go. Let's jump in. Jumping into our second series. Thank you for keeping StarCraft live. We do what we can. Again, we are passionate individuals ourselves, you know, big fans of StarCraft, always for many years, and we're just trying to give back, trying to do what we can, bring as much content as we can to the people. We cast everything we can. All the casting. Thank you so much for the support. As we are jumping into our next series and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Hold on. Man, beautiful. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Brood War Terran. A bit of a newer face here to the broadcast. It is your face. God damn it. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the current King of the Hill. It is Rumieth. Hello, Mr. SCV. As we do have an SCV moving out across the map, the bunker has been thrown down. Sorry, the racks has been thrown down. Bearing in mind, only one SCV. Only one SCV moves out across the map. The other is back at home. It's going to be a 2 racks opener. I'm curious how this all comes together, though. If we were casting SE2 Terran, I'd be like, oh, Proxy Reaper, right? Like, Proxy Reaper makes sense in my mind. Here, we can only make Marines. So, We'll see how this all comes together here, as of course it's Brood War Terran against SE2 Zerg. Rumieth, he does open up hatch gas pool, standard opener out of Rumieth. Meanwhile, your face, what's going on? I guess we mass up Marine, and we bank up the Marines, and we maybe catch an Overlord, or maybe force a reaction early on. Marines on the way. This just feels a little bit odd. Just because, like, as opposed to Proxy 2 racks or 3 racks Reaper, sure, we can throw it in a bunker, but the Marine count is going to be really low. It's going to be a very low Marine count here. That's my big concern. I don't really see this being too threatening yet. Academy is on the way, which means we can rush into Stim. Don't get me wrong, like, Stim is going to be available eventually, but it's going to be a ways off, and I guess here comes the first Marine and the first bunker. Okay. As we're floating into the main, which is going to be spotted by the spawning pool. Yeah, boys are being pulled. The bunker should not finish. It's only one Marine, so yeah, this SCV is going to go down. The bunker is going to be denied. And Rumiath holds. Rumiath, he does overextend for a moment. He does pull the boys a little bit too far, but outside of that, clean hold here. Does kill the SCV, cancels the bunker. He's fine. Now we are going proxy Firebats inside the main. Okay. Let him cook. He takes that. He can two-shot. He can two-shot the Lings. Queen does respond. Medevac is on the way. I mean, sorry, Medic is on the way. Medics are quite powerful. They were recently nerfed, though. Bear that in mind, there was a recent nerf to the Medic because of how strong it was when it came to its healing. So, with that, yeah, the Firebat is going to go down. Massive pickoff. Spinecrawler repositions. The Medic is going to be chased down. And maybe in the previous patch, this would have done well. But again, what? The patch went live a week ago? Less than a week ago? And with that, your face is running out of steam. Ah, not the face. Behind the CC. CC on the higher ground. Now he's trying to transition. He's transitioning out of this into a longer game state. But again, it's a bit of an awkward transition here for our Terran player. No, the Marines, they get caught out. They go down one after the other. And we're still proxying Firebats. Okay, okay. What I will say, I really appreciate the model of the Firebat. I know that there is an in-game SE2 model of the Firebat in the campaign. I believe this is custom though. Yeah, this is a custom Firebat. Instead, you can see like we've got like massive like fuel tanks and like pipes or like tubes like connecting everything. It looks pretty sick. I appreciate it. I appreciate the unique Firebat model. As we are going to be dipping in. Likewise, Lings, they get past the army, they catch reinforcements, they try to catch up Firebats, and they will. Once again, massive pickup. Firebats moving in, but the Spinecrawler is still in position. And you can see here with the power of the Spinecrawler, these individual Firebats will not break through. They can deny the third, though. Third is under fire. Lings are across the map, they get another SCV. SCVs are going down. Queens, they attempt to respond. Without the Spinecrawler, this is going to be a tough hold here for Rumia, dealing with these Firebats. Yeah, the first Queen is going to be pounced upon. There's that stim. Queen pulls away. And the Queen does go down. And nice pick off. Banelings are waddling in. Banelings are going for the Firebats, and they will connect. Yeah, massive connections. Whew. And Rumia holds. Does lose a Queen, does bleed out some units, but he does save the expansion. Just barely, went down to less than half HP. And this has basically been a one base all in. Now the Natural's getting up and running, now we're somewhat building up. Siege mode is researched, but the tanks are spotted. Rumith getting in position. Building up Morling Bane. Again, it's been an awkward game, and we're even going back into the main. It's been an awkward game and it's been quite uncomfortable, but Rumiath, he for the most part is keeping up. You know, this guy's crazy and he cannot land here on creep. So the Rax looking, yeah, he's trying to find somewhere to land, but he can't. There's just creep everywhere. He can land further in the main, true. There's a space here. Further in the main. That's one is being researched. Rumith has held. We do see your face going for a third CC. Building up. Getting into a third. Meanwhile, it looks like Rumith is taking into Ultras. It's going to be Ling Bane into Infestation Pit, into Hive Tech, most likely into Ultras. As Rumith, he hasn't been joining too much. That's my one criticism at the moment here for our Zerg player, is that he has had the opportunities to drone and he hasn't been droning as hard. I don't blame him too much though, just because it's been a very chaotic game. So again, like, it's been hyper aggression from the Terran, so there's a high chance that he just pushes. But this tells me that the droning has been delayed for the Zerg. So late fourth base, late saturation, late drones. This means that economically Rumith is not in the position he otherwise would like to be in right now. So this could still go either way, to be honest. Like, your face, he's building up quite a formidable army. And even if Rumith takes up into Hive and the Hive is on the way, he doesn't have the economy to sustain Ultras. he needs more drones. He needs more drones. He needs the gold base, really. And here comes a Terran. Now we do get some safety infestors. Infestors have arrived. Fungals are going to be available. There's not that much support for these tanks. Again, this is such an interesting army here. It's 5 tanks, but only a handful of fire bats. So not that much support. This is a risky move out here from the Terran. Oh, tank shots going off. Ling Bane rolling in. And again, there's just nothing to protect the tanks. Tanks just get surrounded. Yeah, they're going to be shut down. The tanks, they get surrounded, they get shut down. There was just not enough to support that army. Not enough to buffer for the tanks. And there's nothing left. there's just nothing left. There's nothing left back at home. Lings, they collapse on the final tank. Banelings, they can head into the mineral line. Oh, where are we going? There we go. Into the SCVs. Getting 8 SCV kills. 8 SCVs go down. Rumiath, he pulls away. There's that Ultra Cavern that we spoke about. Again, Rumiath is still on a very low drone count. He's still only on 63 workers. I would have liked to have seen this 4th base much sooner. But he's still in a more comfortable position, kind of. I mean, economically, I will say that our Terran player, he's keeping up. That's why the supplies are so close. And he's just going pure fire bat. Jesus. I mean, now he's making Marines, but very heavily committed here to these bats. Going for a split push. He wants that expansion. No Banelings here to defend. Uh-oh. Yeah, Banelings have to rotate. Armies, they rotate around. Expansion taking a lot of hits. Here come the Banelings. The army does snack. And Banelings go straight for the fire bats. 2 fire bats left. Oh, sorry, 3 fire bats left. They get healed up. Uh-oh. They try to engage. They will get the surrounds off, just barely. Whew. Taking out all the fire bats. And now Rumiath can focus on the southern defense. Oh, overextends. It does overextend for a moment. Nice fungal, catching up the bio. Beating up the Marines. And Rumiath, now he somewhat has droned up. It's still not ideal, but you know, he's droned up somewhat. Pumping out those ultras, getting into 2-2 upgrades, kind of splitting on the way. Adrenal. Ultras have arrived, and right now there's no answer. The reality is that there's no answer to the ultras. Alas, our Terran player, he has been very aggressive and very committed, and he's also been stumbling his way into the mid game. Still building up. Likewise, Rumiath, finally he drones, and there we go, 77 workers, a decent economy now for Rumiath. Took him a while, but he got there. Did get there, now he can focus on his main army production. Dropships moving in. Main army towards the south side. Ooh, the ultras will clean this up, and meanwhile, there's no army here towards the south. Rumiath, out of position. It doesn't commit. Doesn't go for it. He scans. He sees an opening, but your face does think better of it. Does pull away for now. He pulls away for the time being. Still building up back at home. I mean, hey, he's got the gold minerals, so I mean, I was gonna say that even though the Terran has less workers, he has a better economy. Actually, the Terran has more workers. He does have the better economy here. But alas, Rumiath is going to be the first to max, as he has had a bit of a stronger early to mid game. Going for a Doom drop? Okay. Going for an Ultra drop. I feel like this gives another meaning here to Doom drop. There's a lot of Doom in here. You're not wrong. Drop is deflected. Rumiath, he's maxed. Now moving in. We have a Radiate on the way, which would be ideal, but a Radiate is not ready. Yeah, it's not ready yet. As Ultras, they dive on top of the tanks. First line of tanks go down, and now going for the second. And the Ling Bane does break through. And again, there's no answer to these Ultras. There's no ghosts. No ghosts, no Radiate. Radiate done in a couple of seconds, but alas, the tank army crumbles. And Rumith, he's done it. He has done it. He's broken the back. GG gets called, and Rumith will take game number 2. Will take down another opponent. GG. Whew. GG. Well played, Rumith. He will claim the game. He will take down your face. I do apologize. I just realized I did not have predictions open for that game, so I do apologize. Just making sure that's getting fixed up. I'll make sure that's available next time. But GG, well played. Rumith, he does take the game. Again, a really awkward game just because the early aggression, the crazy proxy fire bats, with the bunker rush, with also the failed bunker rush, with the fire bat in the main base. It was crazy. It was out of this world. In the end, Rumith, he survives the craziness of your face. And with that, Rumith claims another win. And now we're getting ready for another ZVT. This time, one of the bigger names is going to be stepping into the ring here. He has been playing more StarCraft Evolution over the past couple of weeks. It was only a couple of weeks ago that he played his first game, but now it's been, what, almost a month since then, and now ByuN steps up as potentially the favorite player. Potentially. Let's go. ByuN versus Rumith coming up next. Again, as a reminder, these are best of ones. Do I favor ByuN here? It depends. If it's SE2, I favor ByuN. If it's Brood War, I do think that ByuN, he's still figuring Brood War out. The last time we saw ByuN in a StarCraft Evolution League tournament, ByuN, he had like one build. He had like one all-in build. It was, I think 3-Vax. It was 3-Vax, stim timing, an all-in where I think he pulled the boys as well. But it was just an all-in, and he did it every single game. Like, ByuN, that's all he really had for Brood War. So if he's forced to play Brood War, I'm not too confident in ByuN, but if he can play SE2, he's going to be fine. He's going to be favored 100%. So we'll see what happens. Also, if we get to see his Brood War, I'm happy to see if he has adapted his style, if he's learned more builds, and if he's more comfortable playing Brood War Terran. There is a bit of a learning curve, and you have to get used to it. It's a different race. There's some similar units, but you have to learn your own builds. So I wonder if ByuN has been dedicating some time to Brood War. Curious. Here we go. Yo, let's go. Let's go. As it looks like we have our map of choice. No shot. Hold on. Oh wait, no, never mind. Ah, okay. For a moment, I thought we were going to be playing on the island map, but I think that's the veto. My apologies. They're talking in Korean, but I think the island map gets vetoed. I would have loved to have seen it. God damn it. They're still picking. Actually, let me get my phone. Let me see if I can Google Translate some of this. Google Translates. Camera. Okay. Looks like ByuN is going for purity in industry. And yes. Rumith did veto Neo Isles of Siren. So Neo Isles was vetoed, and we're getting into purity and industry. One of the older legacy maps in the map pool. When I say legacy, I mean Legacy of the Void. Played, it's rough. It's a lot of fun. Island map. We see a lot of Mass Muta. We see a lot of Skytoss. Unfortunately, again, as I mentioned, it is vetoed. But we are getting ready for our next game. We go. Otherwise, hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. Oh, never mind. I'm going into Frostline. Hold on. So just some issues when it comes to making the map, but we'll get there. Who picks which mode is played by each player? I believe the challenger gets to pick. I believe that is the advantage of being the challenger. is you get to pick which race you're gonna be playing. So I believe Challenger picks. Yes, I have confirmation. So yes, the challenger picks the map, and the challenger picks whether they play Brood War or SE2. So the challenger has kind of like a big advantage coming into this. And ByuN, what's he going for? Yeah, no surprise, he is picking SE2. So ByuN is going to be stepping into the ring as the StarCraft 2 Terran, and Rumith is going to be trying to defend his crown with the Brood War Zerg race. Let's go. Does Evo include the latest SE2 balance changes? Yes. Yes. They don't touch the SE2 races. It is kept the same as what is live on the ladder and live in the game. And here you go. We are spawning into, or we are getting into game number 3, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our new challenger. We have our would-be usurper representing Shopify Rebellion, the SE2 Terran. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the current reigning King of the Hill, the Brood War Zerg player from South Korea. It is Rumith. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we settle into our third match. Let's go. Also, something that I didn't mention that I should mention now is that we have 10 best of ones. In total, we're going to have 10 best of ones. Right now, we're in our third match. We have 7 more ahead of us. 7 more ahead of us. As we are settling in. So far, Hatch first opener out of Rumith. Meanwhile, Rax, CC first out of ByuN. Very greedy build here from our Terran player. ByuN has been known to cut corners from time to time, and he does go CC first. This tells me that he would be vulnerable to early game aggression, but alas, that is not the case. It is Hatch gas pool, standard opener out of Rumith. ByuN should be fine. ByuN, he should be fine. He should get away with this. You become the king, you best not. You become the king, you best not miss. Yeah. Exactly. Which is why it's more impressive when there are like these deep runs and deep performances from the King of the Hill, just because there is a lot against them, so it's a little bit more difficult for them to keep a win streak going. And this is the same build, yeah. So if you recall, actually I say same build. I'm getting ahead of myself. We do have a CC first into 3 racks follow-up here. Very aggressive follow-up out of ByuN. We should be going for a stim timing. This should be a stim timing here with reactors, with tech labs into stim, building up a bio army, and going for a bit of a later timing attack. It's going to be up to Rumith to figure out what's going on. Going to be up to the Zerg. As he does dip in. Now, this can hit without medevacs. This can hit earlier just with stim and just with combat shields, or ByuN could wait for the factory, wait for the starport, wait for the medevac production to come alongside this. We'll see how committed ByuN is going to be. Rumith, he dips in. He is going to be denied the scouts. Rumith, he knows that there is no SCV scout. He knows that there's no Reaper, and he's aware of the Marine first. Seeing the bunker as well is a bit of a tell. Right now, because of the bunker, this looks like a 2-on-1. The reasoning for this, if there was a factory in Hellions, there's zero reason for a bunker. Like, there would be no reason for a bunker, so already, even though Rumith doesn't scout the main base, this at least says that there's at least 2 Raxes. Meanwhile, Lings, they come in, they try to shut down the bio. And the first Marine should go down. Just the one, though. Nice positioning. Oh, and this Overlord is, yeah, it's going to be hunted down. There's no dead space here. Again, the safe pillar is actually out here. Towards the top side, towards the center. Not here. So the Overlord is hunted down. Rumi's behind this droning. Getting to link speed, getting his macro hatch, getting 2 macro hatches even. And here comes that stim that we spoke about. Now, Rumith, he does not pull out of gas. He's going Ling speed into Hydra, so he's going for a Ling Hydra-based composition, which is pretty standard. But he's going to have to cut workers earlier. Again, this same timing is going to hit like a truck. Yes, get ready for it. As more Marines are amassing, we can see ByuN, it looks like, okay, he's taking. He's going for the factory, then that's going to lead into the starport, into medevacs, and then into his eventual push with medevac support. So Rumith, he has time, is what I'm getting at. He has time to build up, he has time to drone. And he needs to drone while he can. As the scouting link gets shut down. Scan reveals the text, scan reveals it's going to be Hydras. There was a chance that this was going to be Ling Muta, like Ling into Lair into Spire play. So the Hydra seeing and researching is a big tell here for ByuN. He's already moving out. Ooh, so he's not waiting. I assumed he was going to be waiting for the starport. He's not. He's not waiting for the starport. Stim is almost done. And Rumith, he doesn't have an army. Rumith, he's droning. He's droning. He's not ready for this. He misses the move out. There was no link. There was no overlord. There was nothing to see this. These Hydras are exposed. And ByuN, he can focus them down. He's going for it. Does go for a sub steps in. He gets the lings. Takes down one Hydra. He gets one. He gets two. He's going to get everything. Yeah, he's going to get every single Hydra. They all go down one after the other. Boys being pulled away. And this may just end the game. This may just end the game here and now. Again, Rumith, he had nothing here in position to scout this. He had no overlord, no lings, no nothing. 9 drone kill. Ay. Now, he will survive, but that is insane damage. 9 workers go down. Rumith, he plummets in the economy. ByuN pulling away, back at home, just building up his bio forces. And Rumith, he has to recover. He has to recover, he has to re-drone, he has to resaturate. Rumith, he can't really push into the natural. He just doesn't really have enough. He has no support for the Hydras. He has to retreat. Yeah, he cannot fight this. Rumith, he has to back off. ByuN getting ready for the next rave. He's moving out. Medevacs have rallied across the map to reinforce. And Rumith is on the back foot. He's throwing down sunken colonies. He needs stack defense to hold on. ByuN, he's so close to just breaking Rumith. Just here and now. Just breaking him. Toppling him over. Sunken colony outside of the natural. What about the third? Okay, there's a colony here as well. Not bad. Does scan. He has to respect this. ByuN, he backs off. Waiting for his medevacs. Healing up. He's tempted. At this point, I think Rumith has enough to defend though. Army sims in, boys are being pulled, colony goes down. It's enough. Yeah, ByuN, he breaks through. He breaks through that defensive line. That Sun Colony got focused down so quick. I thought it was going to survive a little bit longer. Without it, that's game. That's going to be game. He sims, he wins, takes down all the Hydras. Colony is exposed. It's going to go down as well. And ByuN, he will take it. GG gets called. ByuN will take the game and be our new King of the Hill. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. Again, just a really strong start for ByuN. As we mentioned at the time, ByuN basically won the game with his first move out. With that first stim timing, getting 9 drone kills, that was game-ending damage. It was game-ending damage then and there. We saw that Rumith, he was struggling to survive and struggling to recover after that. With his high ground advantage, with his sunken colony, I thought that he might be able to defend the third, but no shot. No shot. ByuN could just focus on the colony. It was the first thing to be focused down, bear that in mind, and broke through the army. GG. GG, well played. In my mind, the colony was a little bit more robust, but I have to now adjust my expectations of the strength of a colony. No shot. Got shut down. And with that, that leads us into our next game. That leads us into our next setup here. Who is our next challenger? He was lurking in the chat. He was in the chat earlier. It is going to be, I believe, a TVT. A Terran versus Terran between ByuN and Greenert. Let's go. Let us go. So best of luck to Greenert. He, of course, has the advantage of seeing his opponent, of spotting him. Greenert, of course, he is the Canadian Terran player. And he's pretty strong in his own right, but I don't know how experienced he is in this mod. That I do not know. But of course, it is going to be Greenert's pick here. Oh. Okay. Greenert, he has chosen to play. Hold on. I need to double check here. He's a Canadian Terran player, right? Like, I need to make sure I know what I'm talking about. We're going to be loading into Vermeer. But he's going to be picking SE2 Protoss. That I was not expecting. I don't know the level of his off-race. Actually, I can just check his profile here. Yeah, he's... okay. So he's 5.4 with Terran. He's around 5k with Protoss. So I'd let him cook. This tells me, of course, his main race is Terran, his Protoss a little bit less so, but if he's picking Protoss, man, he's got some builds. He's got some builds up his sleeve. I'm ready. I'm excited. What kind of cheese are we gonna whip at ByuN? What do we have in store for him? Let's go. So we are getting into our next game. ByuN, he just said, I'm gonna kill you. Oh my god. Este ByuN. He can't calm down, Papi, calm down. He's bloodthirsty. I think he's offended that that Greener is playing Protoss. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Vermeer, we have our South Korean Terran player now forced to play Brood War, the Brood War Terran. For Shopify, it is the current king of the hill, ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Canadian, typically Terran, but off-racing as Protoss, the teal Protoss, representing Born Gosu. It is Greenert. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as I just set up the player names. Yeah, there we go. As we do set up the player names, as we get things going, and as we settle in. Here we go. Now again, for Greener to off-race his Protoss, I have to imagine he has a specialized build, right? I have to imagine he has a specialized all-in, I dare say, against ByuN. Or he might just enjoy playing PvT. He might just not enjoy playing TvT, right? I mean, hey, Clem does that. A lot of players do that nowadays. Even Maru played Protoss against Terran. So, he might just not enjoy the TvT matchup. True. As for now, he does scout bottom right, he does find ByuN. Bearing in mind, welcome one and all to Vermeer. This is a 4-player spawn map. It is going to be cross spawns, diagonal spawns I should say. Greenert is aware of ByuN's location. ByuN, zero scouting. ByuN, zero scouting. He has no idea what's going on. He has no idea where everyone is, or anyone is, and he's going for his 3 racks. Now, if you remember, I did say at the start of ByuN's first game that ByuN, he has one build as Brood War Terran, and that's all he does. And this is it. It's going to be a 2-base all-in. It's going to be a 3-racks, 2-base all-in. I believe he pulls the boys with this. I believe he does pull the boys, and this is the only build that he does whenever he plays Brood War Terran. But I don't know if Greener knows this. I don't know if he's watched ByuN play, because again, this is all that ByuN does, and Greener, he's going for a proxy in the center. I think I favor ByuN here, because again, ByuN, he's not macroing. ByuN is not macroing. He's building up Mass Marine early on, and that's going to be ideal against the aggressive, the 1-base all-in of his opponent. So we'll see how these builds compare. We have 1 Robo across the map, 1 at home? Double Robo? Massive, okay. Mass Immortal all-in out of Greener. That I was not expecting. Interesting. I'm not entirely convinced. Again, I'm just concerned because ByuN, he should be going for Stim. Yep, Stim is on the way. Getting into Sim, getting into Mass Marine. I am concerned for Greener. I'm just concerned he's being hard countered because he's moving in with his Immortals. He's going to have the Prism to reinforce and more Immortals, of course. What's good against Immortal? Mass Marine, I'll be honest. ByuN, he's looking for his opponent. Yeah, he double scans. And the reason why he double scans is because he's about to push. Like, he's about to commit. Just waiting for his upgrades, waiting for Stim. Building up those medics. Or moving out. Meanwhile, we do see Greenert. He's going to have 2 Immortals. Here comes the push. ByuN, he is keeping the boys at home for now. Throwing down his own depot. As yeah, ByuN is going to commit, and ByuN, he will miss the proxy. He'll miss the proxy, but he will come across the Immortal. Yeah, he sees it. He sees the Immortal. ByuN, he steps in, takes out the Prism. Prism goes down. So will the Immortal. Will it though? Up. Yeah, he gets one. He gets an Immortal. Takes out a Sentry as well. Massive losses here for Greenert. And remember, Greenert is 1 base all in, and he's already lost 2 massive units here. He's already lost the Immortal, lost the Prism. He has 1 Immortal left. Does he have enough to break through? As ByuN is still massing up more Marines. And ByuN has a better economy. Like, the longer this goes on, the better it is for ByuN. He's on 2 bases. He's saturating. Where's it being pulled to repair? Yeah, the bunker is holding the line. Does hold the line. Building up more Marines. I mean, Greenert, he's going to have a lot of Immortals. True, and they're quite tanky. So I can see Greenert breaking through these bunkers. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Greenert, he's on how many? He's on 4 Immortals. Couple of boys are pre-pulled. Task Force extend that bunker. The bunker is going to fall. Yeah, repairs are not enough. He gets 1. Oh, that Immortal got very low. Meanwhile, Siege Mode is researched. Oh no! Oh my god. Calm down! One of gets insanely low here. Tank does Siege. Tank fully going up. And looks like the bunker is barely gonna stand, actually. Yeah, ByuN, he's holding on. He does move in, stims forward, catching out the Immortals. Yeah, Mass Marine exactly what he needs. Down to 2 Immortals left. Barely anything. GG gets called. ByuN with the hard counter, and ByuN will take down Greenert. GG. GG, well played. Again, that was my biggest concern coming into this, is that Greenert was going for a 1 base all in, but ByuN, he was blindly going for his own Mass Marine aggression anyway. So it was a card counter against Mass Marauder. Mass Marine stim is what you want, as Marauders don't do any bonus damage to the Marines, and again, they can only single target, of course, no splash damage. So the Marine army does overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. With that, we are heading over to the Korean server, but a shout out to Greenert. Shout out to Greenert. I appreciate the build. Just unfortunate that, again, he was up against ByuN, and it does look like maybe ByuN hasn't, it does look like maybe Greenert hasn't seen ByuN play, because ByuN does that every game as Brood War Terran. Like against Protoss, against Terran, against Zerg, just 3 Rex stim is what he goes for, blindly. So with that, GG. GG, well played. And now we're getting ready for our next match. And who is up next? Who is up next? And of course, shout out to Greenert. Of course, we might see him later on in the evening if a player doesn't show up. We might be able to maybe like revive a player if need be. But otherwise, shout out to Greenert. And I look forward to seeing more of Greenert in the future when it comes to StarCraft Evolution. I don't think I've actually casted outside of this game. I don't think I've casted much of Greenert at all in StarCraft Evolution. So looking forward to potentially Code A, or looking forward to, you know, the main event as well, or even future King of the Hills. From here, we're gonna be following into another TVP. Ooh, and this is gonna be a big one. Here we go. We have another PvP ahead of us here. Sorry, TVP ahead of us here. It's gonna be a matchup between ByuN and Rebellion. And this is going to be a close one. I'm curious. I know Rebellion, he really enjoys playing Brood War Protoss, but I feel like if you want to bring ByuN down, you have to force him to play Brood War Terran. So how does Rebellion compare if he plays SE2 Protoss? That I'm not so sure about. We'll see. It looks like he is picking SE2. Okay. Alright, Rebellion. Hold on. Trying to translate. There's a lot of discussions going on in game. I'll do Troy. Oh, let's go. Okay. They're building up. They're getting things ready. But it looks like we might be stepping into Troy, which I wasn't certain if that was a part of the map pool. Is it? It is. Okay, let's go. Big fan of Troy. Greenwood asking for ByuN's autograph mid-game like a chat. Let's go. Let's go. What does Artosis think of this? I don't know if he's covered any StarCraft Evolution. I'm not too sure. I know that right now Artosis' passion is Brood War. Like that's like he lives and breathes Brood War right now. I don't know if there's much reason for him to care about StarCraft Evolution. Like, I know that he used to cast the Pigasaur Mondays, but even then, I don't think he does that anymore. I think he's just all in on Brood War, which is fine. It's his passion. It'd be funny if the Balance Council adds stuff aimed at destroying the Cycle 1 races in SE Evo. Well, I mean, if they do, then like StarCraft Evolution, if you know anything about it, they patch quite regularly. They patch quite regularly, so if they were to do that, I think it'd just be very easily like responded to and like fixed. In the sense, when I say fixed, I mean that if there was like a power disparity, they would just buff like brutal units to keep up, in a sense. Like they patch pretty regularly. When I say that, I mean like once a month sort of thing. Like once a month is usually a patch. They're very active when it comes to trying to like adjust things and adjust units and adjust numbers and making sure that things are working as intended and that everything is balanced, of course. They're very active. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into our next matchup here, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Troy, we have the current reigning King of the Hill, the Brood War Terran player, the Red Terran from South Korea, representing Shopify with 2 wins under his belt. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the SE2 Protoss, representing among SE2 people, the new challenger. It is Rebellion. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as this is a 4-player spawn map. Rebellion, he's looking for ByuN. He checks bottom right. He's checking bottom right, bottom left, and top right. All these locations are possible spawn locations, and Rebellion, he's on the hunt. On the side of ByuN, I expect CC first into 3 racks. Just like the last game, I expect the same build. I expect the same build out of ByuN. We'll see if he does deviate away from that. See if he does adjust. That's what I'm most curious by, is if ByuN has more builds. Because if you remember, my criticism of ByuN when it comes to Brood War Terran is that he does the same build every game. But it's been, you know, a week. It's been like maybe a little bit over a week since we've casted ByuN here, and at least when it comes to StarCraft Evolution. So I'm curious to see if he has evolved. Yeah, but so far we expect 3 racks. We expect the 3 racks. Rebellion, he pulls away. Now, what is scary for Rebellion is that right now we are close by ground. We have horizontal spawns. We have cross-spawn location, like horizontal spawns here between ByuN and Rebellion. And what that means, short rush distance by ground. Very short rush distance by ground, which is going to favor this stim timing. Which is going to favor the aggressive build here of ByuN. So I am concerned for Rebellion in that sense. I do favor Rebellion coming into a longer game, but that's only if he can get there. As he does open Stargate. Ooh. Okay, gonna be a Stargate opener out of Rebellion. Interesting. So typically and historically, Stargate openers are vulnerable to stim timings because what can a Stargate opener do? Well, you can use Phoenixes to lift up one Marine at a time, you can use Oracles to try to throw down stasis traps, but in a head-on fight, in the main defense, like the Oracles and Phoenixes, they can't really add much to the fight. Outside of stasis traps, like that can be a factor, 100%. As the Academy's on the way, getting into stim. Alright, I should also mention, now, there was a recent patch here to the assimilators, but this is a port from a Brood War map, and the way that it worked in Brood War was you could destroy the gas geysers, and the assimilator is larger than the gas geyser. So when you destroy an assimilator, the gas geyser expands out, and it closes the area off. That's how it worked in Brood War. So here in SC2 or in StarCraft Evolution, you destroy the the assimilator and it turns into rocks. It turns into rocks and it does wall this area off. Now, this morning there was a patch. We're probably going to cover it during the podcast. But this morning there was a patch that actually increased the HP of these gas geysers. But as we do see, ByuN's looking. ByuN doesn't know where he is. There we are. He scans. He finds Rebellion. Does find him. Oracle moves out across the map. Rebellion rushing into the fleet beacon. Oh, this feels a little bit greedy here. As the Oracle gets one, gets two SCVs. Decent damage, gets a full scout, is fully aware of the stim timing that's coming. Now, the build that Rebellion is going for, if you've been watching Rebellion over the past couple of weeks, over the past like maybe 2 months, you would be very familiar with this build, where you're rushing into Tempest and rushing into a mothership. And typically, the goal here would be to recall into the main base, to recall into the main, to force field this ramp or this choke point to take over the main base of the opponent. But before we can talk about recalling, before we can talk about the mothership, here comes stim. And I'm just worried that, is there enough to defend it? It's going to be close. The stasis is going to be a factor. There is a force field available. But you can see here, minimal units. Tempest is on the way. That'll help, but it's going to be a lot of Marines. Here comes that stim timing. We have 2 more Raxes on the way, getting to a 5-rack setup. ByuN, does he face tank? He scans! Yeah, he sees the stasis. Stasis goes down. Takes out the Adept. Nice force fields, but there's not that much DPS here. Yeah, that brings a focus on the pylon. They're going for the sentry. They don't quite get it. That sentry goes down, and no more force fields, and ByuN's overwhelming. He's just overwhelming the army. Takes out all the pylons, depowers the gateway, pushes on in, and he's looking to kill. He's looking to kill. Sure, there's a Tempest, but it's only one Tempest. Second Tempest on the way. Question becomes, how many probes can he kill? ByuN getting into the mineral line. Boys are being pulled. Oh, and the kill count is racking up, getting up to 7, 8, and 9 probe kills. 10 probes go down. And this is what ByuN wanted. And ByuN takes a massive lead. And this is what we were concerned by. We were concerned by the sim timing. We were concerned by the short rush distance by ground. And again, going Stargate means you are vulnerable. Just because of the opener of choice, Rebellion, he just didn't have the units to defend. How could he? He was making 1 Tempest at a time. And ByuN is moving out to clean things up. He's moving out with the second wave. And again, there's not really much to defend. There's what, 3 Tempests? They're across the map. They're moving out across the map. They're not at home to defend. There's 1 force field, 1 sentry, 1 stasis, and a dream. Now, the Tempests have potential, don't get me wrong. They have potential here. But ByuN, he sims forward, he takes down the stasis. Once again, going for the pylon. Once again, depowers everything at the natural. And ByuN just has to buy time. He just has to buy time against the Tempest. ByuN, he stims in. Scan reveals the next stasis. And with that, it's good. That's going to be the natural. It's going to be the natural going down. Takes over the natural, pushing into the main base. There is nothing to defend in the main. Oracle falls. And that's game. That's game. With that, the Bio Army does overwhelm. Again, Rebellion just being far too cheeky going into... Even just the Stargate opener on its own was a crazy maneuver for Rebellion. And sure, the Tempest, they're killing some Marines here and there, but he will lose all his buildings. All the buildings are going to go down, losing all the probes. ByuN will overwhelm. We can see Rebellion going for a ninja base. Let's go. Going for the ninja expansion. ByuN is getting to Mass Goliath. Waiting for his upgrades. Waiting for range.
Base is under attack.
Oh, I missed that sound effect. The base is under attack sound effect. Let's go. I haven't heard that in years. Tempest moving in. They're going for the upgrade. They won't get it. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will take down Rebellion, will claim another win. GG. Whew. GG, well played, ByuN. He will claim the win here. Again, ByuN, once again, almost with a hard counter. Stargate openers in general leave you vulnerable. Stargate and rushing into Tempest also leave you very vulnerable to stim timings. And because ByuN was blindly already going for 3-rack stim, he had exactly what he needed. The one thing that could have gone well for Rebellion there is the stasis traps. If the stasis traps had gone off, then he could have bought more time. Then he could have maybe defended against the first wave. But that's why it was so crucial that ByuN scanned. He scanned ahead of time. He saw both stasis traps, or 3 stasis traps even, and was able to shut them down. That was like the one kind of like saving grace there for Rebellion, would have been the stasis traps going off. In the end, GG. In the end, GG, well played. With that, we're getting ready for our next game. And who's up next? Up next is going to be, the Ukrainian player, Hacker is Top. Now, Hacker is Top is usually a random player. He usually does play random, but I don't know if he has a preferred race here in StarCraft Evolution. So I don't know if he has a preferred race. Oh, well, I wouldn't have to worry about it because he is picking SE2, so it looks like he's going to be committing to random. Let's go. Let us go. So we have Terran versus Random coming up next. And for those that maybe haven't seen Hacker's Top It before, he is an infamous cheeser. He does nothing but cheese and nothing but all-ins. If he rolls Zerg, Protoss, or Terran, he has like 1 or 2 all-ins. He has like 1 or 2 all-ins per matchup, and he will all-in the hell out of you. And this is where I kind of like his chances coming up against ByuN. Every game so far, ByuN, he hasn't scouted. He has not SEV scouted. He has not, or he has gone for the same build every game when it comes to Brood War, going 3-rack stim. It can be, I guess, very safe. Like, we saw him blindly defend against the Immortal all-in from Green Earth. True, that is very true. So I'm curious to see what Hacker's Top goes for, and again, if he's familiar with ByuN. We'll see how this all unfolds. We shall see. Here we go. I was thinking of the other Evo, which has brutal stuff 1-to-1. I think you're referring to the Warcraft 3 evolution, which I believe that is 1-to-1, if I'm not mistaken. I think for Warcraft 3 evolution, they're more concerned about patching and adjusting the Warcraft 3 side of things, less so the Brood War side of things, from my understanding. But I could be wrong there. I don't know what like the patch notes have been necessarily for Warcraft 3 Evolution. There's also Evo Legacy. Oh, I see. Evo Legacy. That one is faithful as possible to Brood War. Okay. So we're getting ready here for our next game. Getting ready for our 6th match of the night. I remember seeing a future Korean SE Evo tournament. I do hope there's a draft and ByuN gets drafted. If you're referring to the Chijik event, I believe that's a show match between streamers. But there might be another Korean Evo event that I'm unaware of. But I know the Chijik event is like a show match, like SE Evolution show match between a bunch of streamers, with Crank and JYP and Kiwi getting involved. But then there might be another league that's setting up. How does the balance of Evo mode look? Has there been any matchups which stand out as favored? Right now, I mean, we just had a patch, I think less than a week ago, where they did buff SE2 Protoss in a sense by, I believe, nerfing the amount of damage that that mech units do to it. As you can imagine, Brood War mech is very common against Protoss, and and I guess it's been doing quite well. I mean, yeah, I would admit, yeah, that like Brood War Terran mech is quite strong. So it was recently nerfed against Protoss, just to emphasize that it's an actively balanced mod. So like, if there's ever an issue, like they actively try to address it. But here we go, we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Purity and Industry, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Brutal Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN, the current King of the Hill. And spawning in the top left hand corner, oh, we have the random player, the Ukrainian random rolling SE2 Terran representing Hukago T Team. It is Hacker is Top. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Now again, bearing in mind, ByuN does not know what he's up against, but he is known for heavily reliant on 3-Rax play, 3-Rax Marine, I should say, into a stim timing when it comes to Brood War Terran. We'll see if that's the case here, as ByuN does not go CC first. Oh, he's playing safe. Going for a safer start, doesn't go for the CC, does go double gas instead. Meanwhile, I mentioned before, Hacker is Top, he is known for all-inning. I wonder if ByuN knows his opponent. I'm sure that ByuN has played against Hacker is Top before in online tournaments. I wonder if he remembers who he is, because again, Hacker is Top is just a renowned cheeser. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him macro. Never. Not at all. Double gas opener into a faster factory, so faster factory here out of Hacker is Top. ByuN also faster factory. Oh my god, double factory even. Okay, ByuN, show us what you got. Double factory. I believe this is going to be massive vulture out of ByuN, so very aggressive build as well. So one base play all around. ByuN, he is looking for, yeah, he's looking for proxies. Checking here outside of his natural. Yes, as we have already stated before, I see someone's asking about balance for Brood War versus Brood War. Brood War versus Brood War is not taken into consideration for balanced patches. This mod is not designed for Brood War versus Brood War, not at all. So that's just not taken into account. It is specifically balanced for Brood War versus SE2. Meanwhile, we are going into Ion Thrusters, so we have Vulture Speed on the way. Again, Mass Vulture out of ByuN. Meanwhile, we have a 1-1-1, looks like a tank drop out of Hacker is Top. Now, how can this unfold? I mean, a lot of this, to be honest, will most likely come down to the Spider Mines. Spider Mines are on the way, and the reality is that Hacker is Top is going to be pushing into ByuN. Nice scan, though. He does confirm he's aware. Yeah, he sees both machine shops, he sees both researching, he sees the vultures, he knows what's going on, he knows what's happening. I mean, I don't think this is going to stop Hacker is Top, to be honest. Like I think he's still going to commit anyway, but now he knows. Now, what is scary here about these spider mines is, as you can imagine, scans are going to be quite limited. It'll be very limited here. Ooh, as I assumed it was going to be a tank drop, but no, it's going to be tanks with Banshees, as Hacker is Top, he sends everything across the map. It's all or nothing. Either he breaks ByuN or he dies trying. One way or the other. Oh, Spider-Man's a set. Ooh, shot goes off. And you can see this is going to delay ByuN for so long. Yeah, he will be delayed. Marines are going down. And ByuN, he shuts this down. He just shuts down the all-in. Hacker is Top, he cannot push up the ramp. Tank goes down. And that's going to be game. That's going to be game. That's all that we had. ByuN now goes for a much, much later expansion, but he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. He's fine. Catches the next tank. Oh, not quite. Racing past. Yo, throwing down the spider. Let's go. Throws out the spider mines. Remember, Hacker's top, he has no expansion. ByuN does, so ByuN just getting ahead economically. And ByuN, because of the move out, he scouted the Raven. Sorry, he scouted the Banshee, I should say. So he knows. He knows about the Banshee, and we have Goliath setting up. Goliaths are building up back at home. Getting ready for that anti-air. Detection is limited though. That's my concern. I don't see any eBay, I don't see any turrets, and there's no scans. There's no scans here for ByuN. So Cloak Banshees, they can pop off. Cloak Banshees can pop off. Also on the lines of balance issues, 3-racks stim timings that we saw from ByuN earlier, that was also nerfed last week, I believe. Specifically the strength of the medic. The medic health regeneration or health, yeah, the healing rate, I should say, the medic was reduced. And I believe the medic was made a little bit squishier as well. So reduced healing rate and now has, I believe, less HP. Just because those stim timings and just bio in general was crazy. We'll get into it next time. We'll get into it. For now, Banshees, they try to poke in. So far, there's a scan. Again, looks like the comms station was built here at the natural, so plenty of scans. ByuN shuts down those Banshees. And Hacker's top is just now expanding. ByuN breaks out, takes down the Raven, takes down the first tank, and he should clean this up. Yeah, there's just not enough support here for Hacker's top. Every tank goes down, and once again, ByuN, he holds, he cleans up the army, and ByuN, he waddles across the map. Hacker's top trying to make a final stand here on top of the ramp. He has his tank in position, he's got his Banshees on the way. As long as ByuN has a scan, he should be fine. It's not going to be pretty pushing up the ramp into that tank, but I mean, he has more than enough. First volley goes off. Takes down one Goliath. Takes down two. Takes down two Goliaths. Meanwhile, there's nothing else left. There's one more tank just now popping down. And looks like ByuN is content with just a CC. Yeah, he's content with the command center, just going to be containing his opponent. Behind this, Banshee has right, but there's a turret in position. Do we have a scan? Oh! Banshees, they're being quite annoying here. There's a scan across the map. The Banshee comes out on top, though. Yeah, Banshee takes down the Goliaths, takes down the tanks as well. The Banshee reigns supreme. Let's go. I mean, nice pickups, like efficient trades. Now, if Hacker's top is, I mean, if he is aware of the map, he could just float over to the island, to be honest, and he'll be fine. He could just float over to the island, and he could mine freely from that base. But retaking is natural, and I guess ByuN is kind of in position to scout that, kind of, without racks. So ByuN is getting his third TC, building up on more Goliaths, now more Vultures. Embracing mech. And I just appreciate that ByuN is going for a different style here, is embracing mech completely. Again, just a different approach in general. As ByuN gets a full scout. Building up a greater army. Again, greater economy as well. Holding onto those scans. And it's not going to be pretty, but once again, ByuN, he should be able to break through these two tanks. Like, the problem here for Hacker's top, because he's so far behind, he has no support, right? There's nothing here to protect, to, like, buffer for these tanks. To protect them. So they're going to be going down immediately. First 2 tanks do fall. Likewise, ByuN gets into the mineral line. This time he has a scan ready. He gets one. He gets both Banshees. And the boys are being pulled. The boys are being pulled into the Goliaths. Oh, and they will shut this down. Cleaning up every single SCV. Yeah, 14 SCV kills. GG gets called. And ByuN, he will take down Hacker's top. He will claim another win. GG. GG, well played. As ByuN will take it to Hacker's top, he is knocked out. And question becomes, who's up next? Who is up next here for the next game? ByuN should BM by winning with mass race. ByuN is not a BM player, so why would you want that? Hi. You're a clown, Bobby, you're a clown. As we're getting into our next TVT. Oh, my apologies. I assumed Zardiant was going to be coming up next, but no, Zardiant, he might be on the... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, he's good. Okay, we're good. Yeah, Zardiant is coming up next. We are getting ready for a Terran versus Terran. Here we go. I misclicked a little bit there. I still need to get used to the capitalization of Zardiant. Oh, we got there. Yeah, there we go. So up next we have Zardiant versus ByuN. Zardiant, he plays Brutal Terran, but he plays SE2 Protoss, and he has chosen SE2. Okay. StarCraft 2 Protoss from Zardiant. Of course, Zardiant is Hacker's Top's teammate. They are teammates. They're both on Hokago T team, and we'll see what he has in store for us here. Again, like I do feel like early game aggression can maybe be favored against ByuN when he plays Brutal Terran, but we'll see. We'll see how Zardiant will approach this. We'll see what he has in store for us, as it is, of course, Zardiant's map of choice. Is going to be his map. 1, 2, 3, 4. So far, ByuN, he's got 4 wins under his belt. And we're loading into Vermeer. Vermeer being another 4-player spawn map. True. Another 4-player spawn map. This is actually the same map that we saw Greenert on earlier. Greenert, he was on Vermeer earlier today. Just getting all of the caches involved. And then we're stepping into the ring. Now, there are only 3 matches left. 3 more best of ones remaining. So, not that many opponents left either. I believe there's Zardiant, Deathmars, Michnek, and New Life as well. So, a couple more players. We'll see if anyone can bring ByuN down. I believe they can. But we'll see how they approach this matchup. We shall see. Also, ByuN flexing his variety here. Last game going mass factory, mass mech into Vulture. Showing that he can mix it up, but here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the South Korean Terran player, the current King of the Hill with 4 wins under his belt for Shopify. It's a Brutal Terran. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. Hold on. Setting up his name. I got you. Bam, we have his opponent. We have the pink Protoss player, the SE2 Protoss. It is Zardiant for Hokago T team. We go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we load into Vermeer, another 4-player spawn map. We have bottom right, we have bottom left, and top right. So far, neither player knows what's going on. ByuN does open CC first, and we expect 1, 2, and 3 Raxes. We expect the same build that we saw last time that we loaded into this map. That's what we're expecting. We'll see if those expectations are met. Likewise, Zardiant, I'm curious how he does open up here. I do think there are some vulnerabilities in ByuN's play, definitely, especially when it comes to his predictability as well in TVP, where Zardiant could try to overcome that. We could see like robo-based openers into fast Colossus. We could see even charge-based openers and charge-based all-ins if we open Twilight Council, for example. I'm not fond of the idea of going Stargates. I said that at the time when we saw Rebellion go for that. I was like, ooh, Stargate against Stim, like that sounds crazy. And yep, 3 Vax, Stim timing. So ByuN is going for the same Stim timing. With that timing, of course, he can overwhelm. He is close spawns to his opponent. Thankfully, not horizontal spawn, but vertical spawn here is still relatively close. At least closer than diagonal, of course. Now, the Probe Scout will confirm. He will see everything. He will see all 3 Vaxes. He knows. So, Zardiant, he confirms the Stim timing that's coming. Zardiant is now aware. And, yeah, I like this. Robo Opener. This is supposed to be a hard counter. If this was in SC2, I believe the Colossus, or I should say the Safety Immortals and the Colossus come out just in time to defend. We'll see how this lines up, just because Stim hits earlier here for Brood War. I say Stim hits earlier. Like, the reason why this build got nerfed this week is because this doesn't just hit with Stim, this hits with medics. In SE2, this is delayed, or the strength of this build is a little bit weaker because to get support, you have to wait for the starport, right? You need a factory, then a starport, then medevacs. Here, how do you make medics? You don't even need add-ons. You just need the academy. The academy is on the way for Stim, and then medics thereafter. So that's why this does hit a little bit different. That's why, of course, medics were nerfed. But there's still a lot of strength in this build. That's what I will say. Still a lot of strength. Meanwhile, we do see, yep, Robo and Tibet into Colossus. Now, the goal for Zardiant, he knows what's happening. He knows what's going on. He knows what's happening. His goal here is to get it to rush into that first Colossus. And if he can get that first Colossus up and running, I believe he defends. Like, the Colossus will just have its way with this army. Then it can build up to triple Colossus and then counterattack after he survives the first push. But it's that first push that I'm most curious by. I'm curious to see if the Colossus comes out in time, because this is supposed to be a hard counter. As we do see ByuN, he sees! ByuN, he scans, he sees the Robo, he sees the Bay, he knows about the Colossus. Colossus now on the way, and ByuN is pushing. ByuN is pushing, and can he break Zardiant before the Colossus arrives? There's a Chrono. Chrono on the Colossus. ByuN is pushing, and the Medevac's already here. Stim is finishing up as the army gets across the map. Oh, it's gonna be close. There's no shield battery. There's no shield battery. Colossus halfway done. The Bio army has arrived. Again, if this was diagonal spawn, I think it'd be okay. It's still gonna be close though. Yeah, ByuN, he does push in. Stim is done. Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. Kills the gateway. Marines poking. Colossus does arrive. Whew, and he holds. Yeah, Zardiant does hold. He does deflect. We have a game. We have a game. Zardiant, he survives the Stim timing. Now we can build up towards a second, third Colossus, get a third base, get into, of course, Twilight Council, charge into Blink. We have a game. We have a game. If you recall, in games past, whether it's against Green Earth, whether it's against Rebellion, whether it's against Rumiath as well, this Stim timing from ByuN would often deal critical damage. This is the first time that this doesn't deal critical damage. So Zardiant, he's made it through that first hurdle. Now, what he's doing here is interesting. He's throwing down 5 gates. Zardiant, he just made a choice. He could have expanded, and you can see ByuN, he's looking for the expansion. He's looking for the Nexus. Zardiant, he could have taken a third base. He chooses not to. He goes for a massive gateway explosion. This looks like a 2-base all-in, as he's getting up to 7 gates. 7 gates on 2 bases. Zardiant, he checks the third. He does spot the army. Oh, misplaces the force field just barely. Didn't lock his army in. ByuN is getting a third TC. Ooh, getting into double factory follow-up. Supply block, though. Yeah, brutal supply block there for ByuN. And what do we see? Morgan getting up to 9 gates. Oh my god. Oh, wait, sorry. Getting up to, yeah, 9. Yes, that's a 9-gate 2-base all-in. This is an insane all-in here. It's going to hit like a truck. The Prism is on the way. And either Zardian kills ByuN or he dies trying. Now, ByuN's supply block is brutal. I will say that what Zardian wants is ByuN to take the third. Because if he takes the third base, he's going to expose himself. He's going to expose himself. He's going to move his army out into the open. That's exactly what Zardian wants. ByuN, he checks the third. Big scout here. ByuN, he checks the third base. If this army was cleaned up, then ByuN would not know. But now he's setting up. He's setting up. He's walling off bunkers, tanks. He's aware of the all-in. Gets into the mineral line, crippling the economy. And it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing here for Zardians. He needs to pick up those tanks. Boys are being pulled. And ByuN, he's holding the line. Massive tank shots going off. The first Colossus is going to go down. Massive pick off. Yeah, he brings down the Colossus. Bio across the map denies the natural, and ByuN holds. ByuN, he holds. ByuN, he defends. And Zardians, he had a strong start, but this 2-base all-in was not the answer. Or I should say, he failed to deny the scout. He failed to deny the scout. He gets 1 tank on the high ground. But GG gets called. He's run out of steam. And ByuN, he will survive the all-in. ByuN will claim another win. Whew. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim it. And again, Zardian had a very strong start here. He had almost the ideal start. He survived the initial push, but if you remember, he did miss the force field. He wasn't able to catch the Marines. Because of that, he wasn't able to deny the scout. He wasn't able to keep ByuN in the dark as to whether or not he was expanding. So with that, that's why ByuN didn't move out. As we mentioned, if ByuN didn't have those Marines on the map, if he didn't scout the third base, then ByuN might have expanded. I say expanded. He had a CC. He might have taken the expansion, then moved out into the open, set up for the third base, and that is what Zardian would have wanted. But last ByuN, he did stay turtled up back at home. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he does claim it, and now we're getting into our next game. Oh my god. We already have our next opponent here. It's going to be another TVP. Up next is Defmars. Defmars, I believe is he teamless? Just double checking. Has on 3D clan. Okay. Is on 3D clan. Beautiful. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. Going to be loading into Frostline. Going to be getting to Frostline here, and we'll see if Defmars can be the one to overcome ByuN. Again, like, I want to give props to Zardian. He had a really strong start to that last game. The execution of the 2-base all-in, unfortunately, was a little bit lacking. He wasn't able to deny the vision. He also moved in without his Warp Prism, so he couldn't reinforce. Likewise, had nothing at home to defend either. It was just, it all did fall apart towards the end. And now we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, we have our current King of the Hill. With 5 wins under his belt, we have the Brutal Terran player representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the orange Protoss player representing 3D Clan, the current challenger, the would-be usurper. See if he can be the one to bring him down. It is Defmars. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as I'm a little bit less sure about how Defmars will approach this. I really liked how Zardian opened up with a Robo. I would recommend that opener for Defmars as well, but he might have something else in store for us. What I will say, if players were unfamiliar with ByuN and with his playstyle, they have had the opportunity to watch some of his games. They've had the opportunity to watch his games, to learn throughout this broadcast how ByuN is approaching this matchup. As ByuN does open up Rax first. This time Rax, followed by the later CC. So safer build here by ByuN. In games past, he has gone CC first, not this time. So safer start here by ByuN. Behind this gate, expand into Cybercore out of our Protoss player. Economic opener. And do we open Twilight Council? Do we open Robo? Do we go... I'm not really too fond of Stargate play, but we could see a Stargate opener as well. That's also a possibility. As Marines, they hunt down the scouting probe. And what are we hiding? What are we hiding here? Ooh, okay. ByuN, he's mixing it up. He does mix up his build this time. Remember, it was a later CC. Rax into Factory. Are we going for mech? Are we going for a second Factory into Vulture play? We did see that on Purity and Industry, if you recall. Meanwhile, Twilight Council opener out of Death Mars. Going for Blink. And yep, it is going to be double Factory into Vulture. So again, this is the other option here that was in my mind. This is the same build, or a similar, I should say, similar build that we saw from ByuN on Purity and Industry. Going double Factory into Ion Thrusters, into Spider Mines, into Mass Vulture. Yeah, machine shops are on the way. Academy as well. Getting into the Academy. I believe you need the Academy as a prerequisite for the ComSat station for scans. There's Ion Thrusters and soon to be Spider Mines as well. You are back at home. We do have Blink on the way, so Blink base opener, pretty standard play here from Death Mars. Opening up Blink, throwing down 2 more gates. It's going to be 3-gate Blink as the opener into a third base, into the mid game. But right now it's on Death Mars to figure out what's happening. And for the time being, it's still in the dark. Still trying to piece together what's going on. Yep, there's that ComSat station. That's why we had the armory. Sorry, the Academy. That's it. 4 scans. Oh, nay. Oh, so my apologies. Again, it's Death Mars, not Zardians. My apologies. Meanwhile, did I say 3-gate Blink? Never mind. Gonna have to eat my words here. We have 3 gates in the main, a 4th gateway on the low ground. 4-gate Blink Stalker, hyper aggression here from Death Mars. He will delay his Nexus in favor of extra gateways of extra warp ins. So very aggressive here from Death Mars. Vultures, they move out. They run into the main army. They try to rush past, and they will. If Vultures, they bust into the main. They throw down Spider Mines here on top of the ramp. Stalkers, yeah, they're going to be stoned away. So many Spider Mines, and the Stalkers, they cannot engage. Master shots going off. 6 probes going down. And he's just stuck. He's just stuck here at the ramp. Slowly, oh no! Slowly pushing through. Takes the Spider Mine to the face. 12 probe kills, and this is getting out of hand. This is becoming far too much already. 12 workers falling. Vultures, they try to make their way out. Oof, they'll get 1 more probe. And how much was that? That was 5. 5 Vultures for 13 probes and 2 Stalkers. Very nice trade here from ByuN. Very efficient. And behind this, what does he have? He resourced Siege mode into tanks. Into Vulture tank. Now we'll see if he can survive the counterattack. Of course, Death Mars, he has Blink. He has Blink, so he can try to dive on a tank and try to break a position. What does he go for? Looks towards the bunker. Tank is revealed. Bunker goes down. Takes down the bunker. 1 Stalker falls. Death Mars gaining high ground vision with that observer. Does spot the tanks. There is an opening into the main, but there's also a tank here further back protecting the main base, the main TC. Def Mars is expanding. Okay, so he's gonna expand, getting a third base, getting into +1, charge. Ooh, Observer gets found, and Def Mars he can only try to contain. He can just try to contain ByuN while he expands. And ByuN's quite content. I mean, look at the worker count. ByuN, he has a higher worker count, he has better economy, better saturation. Third CC is already done, he will soon break out and expand. ByuN is still looking very comfortable after all that damage. Ooh. Oh my god. As tank follows are brutal. ByuN just sneaking up on Def Mars. Likewise, Def Mars in position all towards the left hand side. Oh. Didn't make it home in time. Def Mars he is getting into charge. Likewise, ByuN, because of the recall, he breaks out. He claims his third base, he can get it fully saturated. Throw down those spider mines, throwing down those turrets. ByuN is turtling up. Turtling up back at home. Securing his position. Now I do really like Def Mars's army composition. Like, I feel like Stalker, Charge, Archon, like this is a solid composition against Mech. The problem though is the economy. Def Mars is still down in probes. Like, he still has a worse economy than his opponent, and that's what's really slowing him down. Scan reveals the mineral line. Speaking of, ByuN goes right for it. Probes are going to be falling. And Def Mars, he's becoming all in. Yeah, he will lose his workers. They're being hunted down by the vultures. He has to commit. Ooh. Runs into a massive wall of tanks though. Yeah, the tanks will shut this down. Stalkers, they crumble. Archons as well. Nice cutting against the Zealots. And ByuN, he will hold. He will hold. He will lose the mineral line, but he shuts down the main army. That's the difference here. Both players lose their mineral lines, but ByuN has an army, and Def Mars does not. Def Mars, he lost everything. And ByuN is not done. Just making sure there's just no saturation, throwing down more spider mines. Def Mars, he was all in with that push, and he did not get enough done. And he does spot the army. Pushing with everything he has. Def Mars, just 0 workers here at the third base, 0 saturation. Some Archons on the way. And ByuN is going in for the kill. He's going for the throat. I mean, Def Mars, he has potential with those Zealots to maybe try to force some friendly fire. But that's all he's hoping for. He's just hoping that ByuN kills himself with either spider mines or tank shots. Head on like this though, oh god. Ah, the Archons, they juggle forward, let's go. At least one of them. The other goes down. ByuN forcing his way in, tanks are sieging, and the base is gonna fall. Again, can we drag those spider mines? No shot. Not quite like this. GG gets called, and ByuN, he breaks the third expansion, and ByuN will claim another game. GG. GG, well played, ByuN. He will claim another game here. He takes down Def Mars, and ByuN, he's now on, what, a 6-game win streak? Jesus. Let's just double check. Yeah, 6-game win streak here, and he has another Protoss opponent. Oh boy. Here we go. Again, ByuN showcasing that he showcasing that he can pop off with mech as well, not just with bio, can also play mech. Also mech it up. And we're getting ready for our next TVP. Up next is going to be ByuN versus Michnek. Michnek, of course, he is the Ukrainian Protoss player. I actually haven't seen Michnek play in quite some time. He, at least in my eyes, is a little bit less active. He plays in a couple of open cups here and there in SE2, but I believe this is my first time casting Michnek in StarCraft Evolution. I've cast him plenty of times in StarCraft 2, but in StarCraft Evolution, I'm less familiar. So we'll see. We'll see how he looks, we'll see how he performs. We'll see what Michnek has been cooking up. Let's go. Oh god. Oh no. I'm joking with the players. I say T Imba, and ByuN's like, no, ByuN Imba. Let's go, let's go. So we are setting up. Here we go. So it looks like they're just setting up for the next map. Once again, it is going to be Michnek playing SE2 and ByuN playing Brood War. But the map, though, has yet to be determined. Checking the map pool here, what maps haven't we seen yet today? We haven't seen Bloody Ridge. We have not seen Bloody Ridge. We've not seen Holy World. And we haven't seen Sylphid. No, sorry, we did see Sylphid earlier. Yeah, let's go, let's go. I appreciate it. Speaking of, it is going to be Holy World, a map that we have yet to see here tonight. It is a very quirky map. There's a lot to get into when we talk about Holy World. We'll speak about it once we get into the game. But yes, Holy World and Bloody Ridge are two maps that we haven't yet seen. We'll have to jump in. Catching up in the chat. ByuN Imba, ByuN play Brood War again? Oh, true. 2 AM in Korea. What time is it in Australia? Australia is 2 hours ahead of Korea. So here it's 4 AM. 4 AM. Do you have any commitments during the day on Monday? It's getting kind of late. Just casting StarCraft. We cast StarCraft twice a day, every single day. So just non-stop StarCraft here on the CranKy Ducklings, as always. So if we have another commitment in the day, it's usually another StarCraft cast. But yes, ByuN, I believe, is playing Brood War again. Brood War again. But when it comes to our schedule here, hold on, as they're just setting up. When it comes to our schedule, this does count as our morning broadcast. So StarCraft Evolution here on Monday, and we have the Wardy TV Monday later on in the evening. Tomorrow, you know, Pegasus Monday, Anki Show matches, Kung Fu Cup. Busy schedule. This week, though, for the first time, we are having 2 half days off. You can see Wednesday evening and Friday evening we will keep free, keeping those time slots free. It is nice to have some time to ourselves. It is nice. So we have 2 half days off this week. It's crazy, and I know. How dare we? How dare we? But still plenty of StarCrafts. Plenty of content, as always. What reason is we're getting through the Final Fantasy 14 MSQ? It's true. It's very true. It's very true. I see. I messaged ByuN. I was like, when is Maru playing StarCraft Evolution? And ByuN's like, Z. He loves rest. It's like, okay. I'm like, or Creator. And he said, like, I'll ask Creator soon. It's like, okay. Let's go. ByuN, he's good friends with Creator and Maru. They're the ex-Prime boys, of course, for those that remember. They were all on Prime together. So they're good friends. You'd also know that ByuN and Creator, they're mountain buddies. They go hiking every like other week. They go hiking together. Do recommend following them on Instagram if you want to see their updates in the mountains of Korea. They often head out. He does love rest. He does love rest. Two guys being birds. Yeah. Just chilling, man. Just chilling. Also, update, ByuN has been getting swole. He has been going to the gym quite a lot as well. Getting swole, man. You gotta touch grass from time to time. I guess so. I guess it's probably a good thing. For your mental well-being, to touch some grass. Crazy. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We are finally ready here, loading into Holy World for the first time tonight. I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Holy World, we have our Broodwar Terran player, our South Korean Terran, representing Shopify, the current king of the hill with 6 wins. 6 wins. He's 6 wins under his belt. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent asking where he. But can you tell me where you are? Where you at? Let me know. ByuN, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. In the top right-hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Zerg player, sorry, the Ukrainian Protoss player, the SEL Protoss, representing Hyper 1. It is Michnek. ByuN saying, find me. But as you can imagine, 4-player spawn map. We have top right, we have a top left, and bottom right. 4-player spawn map, and it's up to our players to find each other. Now, when it comes to Holy World, also, predictions. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. We have disruption webs. We have a neutral CC in the center. We have disruption webs as well. These are, of course, applicable to any unit stepping into them. And Michnek with the cross scout, he will find him. Hey, not bad. He rolls the dice and he rolls well. Now, one of the most quirky things about this map is not the disruption webs. It's not the 4-player spawn location. It's not even the CC. What it is, low ground main. The main base is on the low ground. You have to go up a ramp to expand at your natural. That is crazy. Now, what this means is that it can actually be quite awkward to defend, like specifically your main base. Like, we can drop here behind the main, to above, to the left, to the right. You can get full 360s around. Like, the main base is just in a really awkward location. But to make up for that, the natural is quite defendable. We have a choke point coming into the natural. We have a pocket base here behind the main. So we have a pocket 3rd, and we have a pseudo pocket 4th base. I say pseudo pocket base because you can see here it's exposed. Like the mineral line is exposed here. It's out in the open, so it can be attacked by harassing units, by just aggression. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here on Holy World. It is unholy. Unholy, baby, unholy. Meanwhile, 3x stim. So it's going to be 3x into Academy, into Academy into stim. We've seen this build plenty of times from ByuN. If you remember, we're going for a stim timing, and we are hoping to try to catch the Protoss player off guard. Michnek checking his vision. He does see a Rax, but he doesn't quite confirm the build. So we see this before, sim timing here out of ByuN. Michnek going for his own Twilight Council opener. Twilight Council is on the way. So it does poke in. Michnek here will poke in, looking for a way forward. There we go. Michnek, he does scout all 3 Raxes. He knows. He now knows it's going to be a stim timing. And how will Michnek respond? As gateways are being thrown down, Robo as well. Oh, going at that I was not expecting. ByuN, he scans, he's checking bottom right, checks top left, he's looking for the base. Now he knows his opponent is across the map. ByuN is aware, and we're going for a DT opener. There are comstat stations, there are going to be scans available. ByuN, he breaks out, stim is almost done. And this is the push out. This is the move out that's designed to get critical damage. ByuN, he sends it across the map. Dark Shrine is still not done. Without that Dark Shrine, this may just be it. So I am very concerned here for Michnek. He's got a Stalker, he's got a Shield Battery that's about to finish. A couple more Stalkers. Remember, there's no blink. ByuN, he's moving in. Does push forward. He's got 15 Marines. Jesus, 15 Marines, 2 medics. Shield Battery. The Prism. No! Oh my god, Prism goes down. Massive snipe. Ay, ay, ay. Robo's under fire. Catches an Adept. And can he snipe that Robo? No shot. Yeah, he shouldn't be able to. Fights the Stalkers head on. Michnek hold. The Robo! Oh my god. Up! Can he get it? He pulls away too soon. Pulls away 1 second too soon. Dot dot. He gets it! He gets it. The dot was because he pulled away, but he gets it nonetheless. It does cost him that much more, but he does snipe the Robo. Whew. Yeah, massive pickoff. Again, that could have been a cleaner pickoff if ByuN hadn't pulled away 1 second too soon. That was his mistake. But now he scans, confirms the Dark Shrine. He knows what's going on. Does he have another scan? He does. Yeah, he has 1 more scan in the chamber. He has his bunker set up. Troops. Yo, shout out to Newt, the American player, going to be playing later on. Oh no, he misses. No, he missed an ET. Slips in. Does he have another scan? Not quite. Yeah, okay, he does. He does have 1 more scan. Our turret's done. DT goes down. Dark Templar does go down. Whew. And ByuN holds. ByuN, he holds. He deflects the second DT here at the natural. Forces a recall. Force suspend another scan. And from here, ByuN, he's building up. He's, of course, committing here into Bio. We have another factory on the way. Another 2 factories. Interesting. ByuN getting his 3rd CC on location. Again, the pocket base here is safe. Michnek, it's his first time playing on this map, so he's still trying to find his way around. And he will hopefully also expand as he's knocking down those rocks. So we go. ByuN moves out with his 2nd wave, his 2nd push. This time, charge is barely not finished. Ay, ay, ay. And Michnek, he needs a couple more seconds. ByuN, he does poke in. Sees all the Dark Templar. Backs off for now. He pulls away, switching into full mech, actually. Oh my god. Interesting. So 3 rack stim into a 5 factory setup. So 5 factory, we have mech, we have tanks, we have spider mines as well. ByuN switching out of Bio. Not something that I was expecting, I'll be honest. But okay, let's go. As Michnek tries to break out. Tank sieging up on the low ground. You don't often see that kind of dynamic, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Oof. Tank voice going off. And ByuN does sneak out with his drop. Does sneak out with the dropship. Michnek likewise back at home going into Colossus, into that bay, into Colossus production. Now Michnek, he at least has map control but he does miss the drop, just barely. So the Bio army is building up. Likewise, ByuN spots the prism with the turret. Nicely done with the positioning. Making his way into the mineral line. Likewise, he does slip out with those vultures. He stims in. Yeah, he stims in. The probes are going to go down. Massive pickoffs. In the blink of an eye, that's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 probes. He's not done. He's not done. He's going even further. Going into the main. And this is game ending. This is far too much damage here. 17, 8, 19 probes. Ay, ay, ay. 19 workers go down. Mishnek, he races back home. He was out of position. And remember, ByuN still has those vultures. The vultures are still out there. Oh. A blink is not done. Dropship will escape. Vultures, they dive into the mineral line. They run into the Colossus. Oh. Setting up the... No, not quite the spider mines. Oh, he gets one. Throws down a couple of spider mines in position. Ooh, brutal connections. 10 more probe kills. Did I say 10? Getting up to 14. 14 more workers go down. In total, that's going to be 33. 33 probes. Insane damage. Dropship finally goes down. But last, ByuN, he's looking solid here. As back at home, he's just building up more tanks, more vultures. That eBay looks so weird floating, not gonna lie. Like its legs, like they're tucked in. S the eBay. ByuN going for his 4th CC is gonna be delayed. Not bad. Yeah, ByuN trying to respond. CC under fire. As ByuN will save it. Mishnek running into the spider mines. As Mishnek, he does break out. ByuN, he does need to get in position. As the army moves out, ByuN, he slips by. Yeah, he just sneaks past the army. There is a recall available. ByuN busting into the 3rd, and he's forcing the all-in. At this point, Mishnek is completely all-in. There is no economy. Oh, spider mines, they pop up. They shut down a good chunk of those zealots. Likewise, the choke with is brutal. Oh my god. Yeah, zealots, they go down instantly. Archon's moving in. ByuN trying to hold the line. The tank boys are brutal here. Yeah, tanks, they shut down the Archons one after the other. The choke point is insane as every Stalker's going to go down. And Mishnek, he has nothing left. He has nothing left. He just runs into a meat grinder. Again, the tank line here is insane. And ByuN is cleaning up across the map. GG gets called. ByuN, he will take down Mishnek. He will claim another win. GG. GG, well played, ByuN. He will claim another win, and we are getting ready for our final best of 1. Mishnek, again, it was his first time playing on that map. It looked like, I mean, because it was his first time playing on Holy World, don't think he has too much experience with StarCraft Evolution, but, you know, he was able to find his way into that. He was able to get into the game. Unfortunately, time and time again, whether it's marine drops, whether it's vulture counterattacks and vulture run-bys, they were brutal, they were insane, and unfortunately, Mishnek could not keep up with that aggression. He was torn apart left and right, and ByuN snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting to our next game, the final best of 1 of the evening. Here we go. Newt is stepping into the ring. Now, we saw Mute earlier. You can see there, Mute, he was in the chat. Mute is the final player, and I am very unfamiliar. I've never casted Newt before. I don't know what they prefer. He is playing Brood War, though. I can tell you that. He is playing Brood War. Which means ByuN, for the first time in a long time, he can embrace StarCraft 2 Terran. Newt, on the other hand, do we play Terran, Protoss, or Zerg? What's it going to be? Go. Do Brood War low ground units still have a chance to miss? There is a chance to miss. That is true. That was added actually relatively recently. I want to say a couple of months ago, like at the start of the year, like December, January, there was a patch that did introduce the ability to miss. I believe pushing, or actually I should say firing up a ramp onto high ground, I believe has a 53% chance to miss. I think it's like slightly above 50%. I'd have to like double check. It's like 53-ish%. That affects high ground. That also affects units covered in shrubbery or steam vents, like steam vents, shrubbery, those kind of like environmental effects that like obscure vision also applies to that if you're attacking from within that orb. Oh, sorry, I should say attacking into it. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into our final best of one here, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our current King of the Hill with 7 wins. With 7 wins under his belt, we have the South Korean Terran player, the SE2 Terran, for the first time in a long time, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brood War Terran player, the Pink Terran from the land of the Americas. It is Newt. Going for the proxy. Let's go. Going for the proxy. 3 SCVs are sent out, and we're going for the proxy 3 racks Mass Marine. So we have Mass Marine here from Newt. ByuN, double gas. Safe build. Safe build, double gas opener. Going racks into factory. And he most likely might even scout his nearby third locations. So a very safe start here from ByuN. He will have the tools to defend. It comes down to how quickly he realizes what's going on. It comes down to the scouting. Also, before I forget, predictions. It's a little bit late, but predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Will ByuN defend the all-in? Will Newt pull this off? Let's go. Best of luck in the chat. As again, like ByuN so far, it's a solid start. If ByuN was going for an economic opener, I'd be concerned for him. Meanwhile, the Marines are amassing. Remember, no gas. No gas for Newt, it's just Mass Marine. And potentially a bunker to support, potentially. As Newt goes up the ramp, ByuN does not SCV scout, but he should be scouting with the Reaper. This Reaper should be checking the third locations. Factory's on the way. Reaper moves out. Unstand the SCV. We initially checked the natural, and we're checking the thirds, and he confirms. Yeah, he confirms. So ByuN knows. With this, ByuN, he should be, there we go, bunkers on the way. ByuN should be getting ready to pull the boys, if need be. So it should be like hotkeying SCVs. Yep, there we go. Does pull the boys. So far, so good. He needs that bunker to get up and running. When SCV goes down, but alas, the bunker will continue to build up. Gets both SCV kills. Yeah, ByuN is holding. He has control of the high ground, takes down the bio, takes down the Marines one after the other, and the bunker is about to finish. And once it finishes, there's no breaking this. There's no breaking the high ground. Yeah, he punishes the Marines one after the other. Newt, he's running out of steam, running out of army. He did kill 5 SCVs, but that is not good enough. And you can see ByuN just dancing with the army, picking off whatever he can. Pulls back. Hellions are on the way. Oh, and Newt, he's transitioning. He's trying to transition out of this. We have the CC on the low ground. This is a rough moment for Newt, but of course at this point he knows he cannot break his opponent. It's not going to happen. The all-in has failed. He will race back home. Now we can build up an attempt to get into a standard game, into a longer game. I say attempt because Newt is in a worse position, 100%. Is in a worse position. ByuN, he's ahead tech-wise. He's getting his own CC on the high ground. Add-on swap into Banshee. Oof. That's going to be brutal here. It's going to be a Banshee follow-up with Cloak. And remember, you have to jump through a couple of hoops to be able to scan. And there is a good chance that Newt will not have detection by the time the Banshee gets across the map. I don't want to say it's like 100%. We'll see if we throw down the Academy. That's going to be the first step. As Rax is there floating back home. Right now, I'm sure Newt just wants a factory into his own starport. Yeah, there it is. Factories on the way. That's what I was worried about. So, thankfully, the Academy is a pretty natural tech choice if you're going into bio. At the same time, though, I'm sure he wants to go into tank production and siege mode. Okay, there we go. Academy's on the way. Academy's on the way, thankfully. Meanwhile, the racks get shut down. Here comes the first Banshee. And right now there's zero detection. There is zero detection right now. Academy is done. Stim is on the way. The Academy was the first step, but right now there is no comstat station. And this Banshee, it's gonna get a lot of damage done. it's gonna get damage done. SCVs are going down. Zero detection here for Newt. Comstat station just now begins. And we got 3 SCVs so far. We pick off a couple of Marines. Yeah, just getting all of them. 4 or 5 Marines going down. Takes down the SCVs. Denies mining in the main base. Likewise, Hellions for a second Banshee towards the natural. And the scans are going to be quite limited here. The anti-air also limited. Yeah, and this may just be how it ends. Getting 11 SCVs. Now there is a scan. And it should be... There we go. There's a scan. The Banshee just fights anyway, kills the Marines. The Marines, they have no... Just now stim finishing. And, yeah, these Banshees, they have won the game here. As this is brutal damage. Getting 13 SCVs. No mining in the main. Taking off more workers here at the natural. And again, it was just a really awkward transition out of the failed proxy, so I don't blame, you know, scans not being available. As I mentioned, like, they're a little bit more of an awkward, like, tech path and tech choice. So that's the reason why ByuN went into Banshee. Like, he knew that there would be no scans, or he knew that there was a very high chance that there wouldn't be scans. That's why he went for the Banshees, and it paid off. 19 SCVs. 19 workers go down, and with that, ByuN, he's looking solid. He's got 44 workers, building up his bio, building up his tanks. Now, Newt double scanning. Newt, he's looking for a third base. Alas, the third is being taken, but after the scans were spent. And now ByuN, he can just settle in. He can just calm things down. Right now, there's nothing pressuring ByuN. Like, there's nothing forcing him to move in. There's nothing forcing him to attack. He can just calm things down, build up on 3 bases, saturate his third. There's a scan. Now Newt is aware of the third base. And ByuN, instead of just calming down and chilling, he is moving out with a double drop. He's moving out. Back at home, I believe there is a tank. Yeah, there's a tank on the low ground. Siege mode has not been researched. So, unfortunately, no siege mode. There are, how many? 13 Marines so far. Meanwhile, 16 enemy Marines dropping in. And UD doesn't see this. He does not see the drop. ByuN, he might even be able to cancel the CC. Goes to the mineral line. Yeah, he ignores the base. Oh my god. They just die so quickly here. 15 SCVs go, 16 SCVs go down in the blink of an eye. ByuN, he pulls away. He pulls out. Delays the command center, delays some of the production, and there's the GG. ByuN, he will claim the game, and ByuN, he will be this month's SEL King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, his reign will not end. The reign of terror continues, and that's how the story concludes here. ByuN, he will maintain himself on top of that throne, on top of that crown. GG. GG, well played. He will be our King of the Hill. Again, shout out to all the competitors that we had here tonight. We had a lot of players stepping up, a lot of intense games as well. Give me a moment to showcase that. Un momento. Bam. Here we go. Just switching our scenes over and having a look at the bracket. Okay, from the top, Rumieth initially had a really strong start. We had Rumieth going up against HonMonO and Rumieth going up against Your Face. He was able to claim those wins back to back. His series against ByuN was very greedy. If you remember, ByuN, he went for the 3-rack stim timing. He was playing Brood War, and Rumieth, he did play, if I'm not mistaken, and Rumieth did end up playing. No, sorry, it was the opposite. ByuN, he played 3 racks with SE2 Terran, because ByuN picked his race, and Rumieth, he was trying to go Ling Hydra, but if you remember, he was caught with his pants down. ByuN, he actually pushed before Medivacs. He went for a 3 racks move out, I want to say with Stim, but without Medivacs, and he was able to get into the middle line. I think he got, what was it, 9 drones? He killed 9 drones in the natural, and he overwhelmed Rumieth, and he killed Rumieth before he could really get things going. Rumieth just being a little bit too greedy. That led into ByuN's his reign. That led into his first win. From there, he was able to take down a plethora of Protoss players. Greenert, Rebellion, Zardian, Deathmars, Michnek, Hacker's top as well. He was a random player, did roll Terran, but ByuN, he could not be stopped, and at least and this was all with Brood War Terran, of course. And at the very end, he did face off against Newt, where he did get to play SE2 Terran once again. Did take the win. GG, well played. ByuN does go undefeated here, and ByuN might even be invited for the next King of the Hill to reprise his role as the King of the Hill. We'll see. But again, this is just a really fun format, just pure best of ones here in StarCraft Evolution. And yeah, not something you see too often here. We have OSC King of the Hill, now SEL King of the Hill as well. GG, well played. Again, this is a monthly tournament, so look forward to the next month's event. And when it comes to more StarCraft Evolution, we still have the StarCraft Evolution League proper. It's a bi-weekly tournament. We still have Kung Fu Cups and Code A and many other events, StarCraft Evolution Masters show matches as well. Plenty of content out there. I look forward to seeing more of these players as well. Players like Zardiant, Deathmars, Michnek, Greenert as well. Some of these players are more regular, like the Koreans. Like the Korean players here we see all the time, but some of the European players and NA players, they're more of a rare sight. We don't get to see them compete in these events as often, so now I look forward to seeing more of them in the upcoming weeks and upcoming months. Do look forward to it. I was just catching up here in the chat. Hilarious games. No, wait, no Zerg, still great games though. Ahí está. Just catching up in the chat. Just catching up. But yeah, with that, GG well played. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time. Again, a bit of a shorter broadcast here, which I am more than happy with, as now we can go to sleep and go to bed. It is 4:30 a.m. in the morning here, and if you want some more StarCraft, then we got you covered later on tonight, later on this evening, with the Wardy TV Monday. That is going to be at 8 p.m. KST. That's going to be at 10 p.m. AEST, so do look forward to that event. Again, the Wardy TV Monday, that is an open tournament for SE2. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we have the Pegasaur Monday. We have the Enki show matches in the evening. We have Kung Fu Cup replay cast Wednesday morning. We have Code for Giants Cup on Thursday. We have the Pwn cast. We have Kung Fu Cup, KSL, SDO, STC, and Hatchery Cup, the return, on Sunday morning as well. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft on the horizon. If you enjoy the channel, if you enjoy the casting, if you enjoy the StarCraft, then do consider following. Do consider following us here on Twitch. Do consider following on YouTube. Get ! socials in the chat. We post whenever we go live, and we are live, as you can see, on a daily basis. Now again, this week we do have 2 half days off, Wednesday and Friday, so we are taking that time off to stream on our personal channels, just some Final Fantasy or some ladder sessions, just taking a little bit more time off here to rest and recuperate. It's you know, the non-stop StarCraft, it gets to you sometimes, so taking some time to rest. I say rest, really it's time to edit all the VODs. It's a lot of work editing all the VODs and scheduling all the VODs, so because of that, hey, check out the VODs on YouTube. ! YouTube in the chat. We upload VODs on a daily basis, plenty of content on YouTube, and everything does end up on YouTube eventually. All is there. So check out the VODs. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for support. We'll be back tomorrow with Wardy TV Monday. Our next StarCraft Evolution cast is going to be Tuesday evening. Enki did host a show match between Was it ByuN and Dark? No. Hold on. Hold on. It was ByuN and Hero. That's it. ByuN and Hero in StarCraft Evolution. We do have a best of 9. Best of 9 ByuN versus Hero StarCraft Evolution. That's going to be Tuesday evening. Do tune in. It's going to be a banger. How often do you see ByuN and Hero in a best of 9 in SC Evo of all things? It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. Best of luck. Best of luck. Otherwise, thanks for watching. You can also support us via Patreon as well. Our Patreon page does fund our weekly and monthly tournaments, so you can check out our Patreon. 100% of the money on Patreon goes towards the players, goes towards the community and the scene. So you can support us via Patreon. Otherwise, we're going to head off. I'm going to go edit some VODs. I'm going to go edit some VODs and then get some sleep and get some rest. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Whether it's for StarCraft 2 or StarCraft Evolution, today, tomorrow. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Hasta luego. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. And have a great time with StarCraft. Take care. Take care, baby. Take care. Hasta luego.